So we are being recorded. If you don't wish to be recorded, you are welcome to leave. We will be providing the recording to everybody in attendance and to those that registered. I'd like to point out that we'll also make sure the recording is on our website, on the InterCrowd website. But we just want to welcome everybody to the final webinar we have for our Workday Extend series. We have Rob Pelos and Terry Middlebrooks with us today on Workday Extend, the chicken app. So we're going to go over this project with them, and I'll turn it over to Rob here in just a moment. I would like to just mention that we have time dedicated at the end of the webinar for questions. And so if you do have a question, please use the Q&A functionality down at the bottom. We're going to let Rob and Terry go through the presentation, and then we have a few minutes dedicated at the end, and we'll make sure that your questions are answered and are addressed. So Rob, I'm going to go ahead and turn the time over to you.
Very good. Thanks, Perry. Welcome, everybody. Excited to spend the next half hour with you and talk about a Workday Extend project that we implemented for Mar-Jac Poultry. So Mar-Jac became a new Workday Extend customer after general availability, so just in May, and they're already live on their first app, and their second app is live, coming live right behind it, as in next week. They have said that the project will more than pay for itself and the savings that the company is going to realize, and we wanted to take a few minutes to review their journey so you could see what they did, maybe learn some things of what happened as part of their project, and how you might benefit as well in implementing Workday Extend to fill a need in your organization. Introductions. My name is Rob Pelos. I'm the CTO and CIO of InterCrowd. I'm a product lead, a Workday product lead for both Extend and integrations. I've been doing a lot of development in my career and a lot of integration work in the Workday ecosystem these last 9+ years. Was part of the team that won the hackathon, Workday's hackathon this year, using Extend, and excited about that and the opportunities that Extend allows us to do with the tenant and helping extend functionalities of Workday. I've got a lot of certifications in Workday and excited to be here. Terry Middlebrooks is the Human Resource Director for Mar-Jac Poultry. She is a 46-year career HR professional, and most of that has been at Mar-Jac, so she knows the ins and outs there, and it was the executive sponsor for the Workday implementation overall, and we got to talk to her about some other needs that she had, and we'll go through that in the next few slides. She's also served on an advisory board for HR and safety for quite a number of years, so we're thrilled to have her as one of our clients and on the call today. Quick intro or reminder, perhaps, of who InterCrowd is. We're a boutique Workday services firm. We focus on integrations, AMS services, with integrations to third-party providers, and phase 2 functional implementations like payroll and recruiting and learning and so on. And of course, Workday Extend. We've got 140 so people across the world. Everybody's remote and works virtually. And we're one of the few Extend partners and experienced and working on Workday Extend. We've been working with Extend the last 3 years since it's been out and been part of the different developer programs. And so while it may be generally available only this summer, we've been working with it for a number of years to build our experience and competency in that regard. Terry, would you introduce Mar-Jac for us, please?
Mar-Jac Poultry has been around since around 1954, and a couple of guys, and a lot of you probably know about Holiday Inn. These two guys own the Holiday Inn in Gainesville, Georgia, that started Mar-Jac, Marvin and Jack McKibben, and so that we have retained that name throughout. We're a privately held company, and we were an individual company till about 2014, and we purchased 2 other companies in Alabama and Mississippi. We now have about 4,000 employees in 3 states. Most of our services is to the fast food industry, where you'll see our chicken is in restaurants and hotels. You will not see it in a store. Mississippi, our plant there serves as a Chick-fil-A plant, is their main product, and very pleased with that. And We process over 2 million pounds of chicken weekly. And we went, I don't know if this is where I need to say this or not, but we went from an in-house system that was hand-built. We didn't have any outside companies to Workday. And I'm an old school person, so this has been a challenge for me, but we struggled, but this has been a good process. Was very, very proud to welcome Intercrowd on. We felt like they were our savior with Workday, and then getting this Workday Extend has been a good process for us too, and looking very excited to it. We went live with one part of it and it worked really well. So we're getting ready next week, like Rob said, to go with the other part that we're doing, and hope to have other items in the future.
Thanks, Terry. So yeah, Intercrowd got involved to help with AMS and some stabilization efforts with the Workday implementation after go live, and some integrations and some functional work and so on. And we got to talking about what else did they need, and what else was their business doing, and what was causing them pain. And we got to have a conversation a couple of times, and started to realize that Extend might fill that need. And so we looked at a couple of different things. One is the chicken app. So Mar-Jac provides the ability to purchase chicken as a discount to their employees as an employee benefit. Many companies have some sort of product or service that they're offering, that they offer to the market. They also offer at a discount to their employees. And instead of having to have the employees pay for that with separately and deal with the tax treatment and so on of that. And in this case, we were able to build an app that would allow them to collect those orders directly in Workday, to send that data directly through to Workday payroll, so it could all be taxed appropriately and everything taken care of, and then produce the required forms and so on for the fulfillment process to actually get the chicken to the employees. Also, in their environment where the people are processing the poultry, they use a lot of personal protective equipment, and they have an allowance of certain items they're allowed to have a certain number of for free within a particular month, and certain other items they can elect and so on. And so they come up to the supply desk and they swipe their badge, and it recognizes who they are, and now they'll be able to check out what items they're going to be given, and that'll also automatically do the calculations against what are the allowances each month versus how much are they getting, and any overages automatically flow into Workday payroll as well. Also, smocks, or the protective equipment that covers the clothing, is an involved process for checking in and checking out of those smocks, and we handle all that in the supply order app in Workday Extend. So let's have a look at what that looks like, at least the chicken app. I'm going to stop sharing and invite Terry to share and show us a few things she's excited about with the chicken app.
Can you see it?
I cannot yet.
Oh, okay. Hang on, I think I have missed one button. How about there?
There, that's better.
Oh, okay. Well, these are the 3 Extend apps that we have. Poultry orders, poultry order administration, and the supply administration. That's the one that we hope to go live with next week, or we are. It's working really well in all the testing. The poultry order administration is where I can go in and create the order, and then this opens it up for the employees to be able to order. You create the order. I mean, I can show you a little bit of it. I hope I don't mess up nothing. Okay, now, let's go back. Let's go, and then when I do that, then you go to poultry orders and regular poultry sale. And here I can swipe a card. Whoops. this has been a little issue sometimes with our card, but I think I can fix it. Well, let's just do this. Sorry. And that brings Marta up, and it also has a birthday, and we are putting pictures in, which is very good when you have several people that can't do it. I mean, you know, just with the same name. We have a large Hispanic population. But here is the product they have, and all you do is if they want a whole wing, go in here, drop down and hit 1. Now you can set the quantity that they have up here to ever how many you want it to be. We only allow them 3. So it just works. I mean, we did all this by hand before, so you can imagine how excited we are about it. And then when this ends, and y'all remember, you close the order, and then I can run the reports and get it over to payroll. And it's that simple. And we hope the supplies are going to work the same, and I think it will through all our testing.
Great, thanks, Terry.
That's all I know to.
Okay,
We're just real excited about it because of the time it's going to save and the ease of how it seems to work. The badge I scanned, those will work. I happen to get one that we haven't changed to the right configuration, so I can't blame that on Extend. That's on my side.
very good. Thanks, Terry.
All right.
Stop sharing, then I'll share again, and we'll continue the slides. Great. All right, can you see my slides again?
Yes.
Great.
Is that you or me?
I think it's me.
Okay.
So here's how the project went. We started some discussions back in February, Valentine's Day, I think I was on site in Georgia, and we started drawing on a whiteboard and thinking about what this might look like. And then we got started in April. They got their Extend license in May. We did development during June. We did testing during July, and we went live in August. So simple as that. So a couple of questions for you, Terry. I guess we had a combined team of Mar-Jac and Workday and InterCrowd all working together in order to bring this to fruition. In what ways do you feel like that Mar-Jac was supported by the team during the process?
Well, to start with, I had a very special bond with InterCrowd because I felt like they were my savior on my other side. So, but they have supported us very, very well. With both projects we've done with them, and with Extend, I mean, they were all out here, and you've got to remember, I guess we came one time, maybe twice, and then COVID hit. So it's been a lot of emails and talk and Zooms, and they have just been there for us the whole time. And when we were testing, you send a request out. I mean, it's back quick. If it's real simple, you get it back quick. I don't know that we waited over a day to get something back. And that was usually something that was very, a little bit more complicated. And I can't say enough about them. So I guess I'm partial. And we're real proud of the product that we've got now, and look forward to the supply product, coming out next week. And hope we have some future projects in the future that we can use Extend for.
Likewise. Yeah. So what about, how was it working together? Any stories or anecdotes of experience of working? This is a technical product, and how did you feel about working together with the people and the technology here?
Oh, it's wonderful, because you've got to remember, I'm not a technology person. I'm an HR director and a nurse. And so when I was around, technology wasn't a big thing in a part of my life. So they've been very patient with me, and the technology's been very good and simple, which I guess that's probably one of the first things I asked for. Don't give me a lot of big terminations, put it in my language. And that I don't know what to say. You know, it was very good. Intercrowd has been very supportive of us through both projects that we've done with them. And I don't see us looking at anybody else and I think we will do more through Extend.
That's great. And it's been a great team effort, and we've been glad to have Workday as part of that team, helping us take care of you and everybody working together.
And let me say this to everybody. I didn't hesitate, or I didn't feel that I was imposing that I could call any one of them at any time. And I mean, you know, and I guess the fast responses is the biggest thing I can say about when we're testing and you run into a little problem and you can call them. I mean, and they were there. I mean, that meant more to me than anything we did.
It's great. Good. Glad that we were able to do that for you. So I think you kind of mentioned the delivery seemed to turn out well.
Yeah.
Very good. And so tell us a little bit more, if you would, about the returns and the benefits that you'll see from these apps going forward.
Well, the biggest, you know, I can't tell you that, you know, where you're going to see money. I think you're going to see it. But my biggest thing is the saving on personnel and the way we did it before and what all it entailed. I mean, this is saving my payroll manager probably anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. My supply clerks, I look for it to save them a lot of time, and that will give them time to do other stuff. I think we won't miss as much when changing over numbers by paper, where it's already integrated. You know, if you got papers and you're writing and switching stuff over back and forth, you're going to make mistakes and you may leave something out. So I think, you know, money wise, yes, we will see better, but the time and effort saved with some positions that I can add something else to them to help us is where I see my savings on this the most.
Yeah, well, that helps you not have to hire more people and helps you be able to grow without needing more headcount. Tell us a little bit, if you would, about, you know, the supplies, when people come to get supplies, if that process is slow and manual, then they're waiting to start their shift and they're all standing online, right? People
may not have to come to work 15 minutes early to get their supplies 20 minutes early, because it was a lot of hand. We did have a scan system into our old system, but, you know, it was a little slow and you had to write down a lot and then you go back and put it in. With this, scan the card, it's there, you click and you're gone. I mean, you know, bring me a smock back, click it, it's returned. Click a button and we're returned. And, you know, and that's what we're expecting, you know, and that's what we've seen in testing. Now, the supplies is what doesn't go into effect till next week, that we will actually use it with our clerks. But I can see where that's just going to be getting people out to the line, not having to stand in line to wait, you know, 15, 20 minutes to get their supplies. Because we have one area that we have an abundance of people that go, so we think this is going to work great.
Super. Well, saving time and increasing production is that's real money. So
that's very much real money. And we saw it work with our poultry sales when we did that this past week. So this is all fresh in my mind because we did it live here this week. We did it in Alabama last week, but it just went much faster.
Yeah. Tell us more about how that went. So it went faster and
you know, the people can come in and they come in, they bring their badge and, you know, they want to order chicken. So this is where we see the more speed is we scan their card, click what the chicken they want, and out the door they go. They don't have to sign their paper. They don't have to do this or, you know, sign this. It's all done in the computer now and not by hand. So it was great. And we only had 2 mistakes, and it wasn't Intercrowd, it wasn't Extend's prop, it was ours. She was doing something else, and she wrote something down and forgot to put it in. That was the 2 mistakes that we had. And we were all talking about it yesterday morning, that it had went better than anyone, what we even expected. We expected a lot more, maybe mistakes on our employees' part doing it, but we only had 2 mistakes, and we know what those 2 were, and we know where they came from. So we were very, very pleased. That's
great. Why don't we open it up and see what other questions we might have from the audience, and see how we can help them understand all the great things they can do with Extend too.
Yes, we did have a couple questions come in. The first one being, what else do you see that you could use Extend for?
For me right now, the only other thing that I know of, I've got to learn a lot more, because we've totally focused on poultry and supplies, because that is something that we do with our employees. But, if we, in the future, if we have any application that we want to do and build to, that our employees have access to, we've talked about a store and being able to use it through there, like opening that up to like a poultry market, or selling the chicken versus like we do the poultry sale, actually doing that out here, and just different things like shirts. We did do that, and we did that through our supply program, but we're talking about putting like a little vending store, I guess is what you would call it, where you could buy Mar-Jac merchandise. And that's what I see. Anything that we want to deduct from their check, or just an easy process of swiping their card for them to purchase.
Sounds good. I'd add a few more ideas to that list of not specifically to Mar-Jac, but just to Extend overall. People coming back to the office is a hot topic right now, and one of our hackathon teams within the Workday Extend hackathon built an office hoteling app of being able to keep track of who's coming into the office, to use which queue, and has it been cleaned when they've left and somebody else is coming in, and being able to keep track of those things. We built a fleet vehicle management app where we could keep track of the vehicles and even integrate directly with the vehicles to control them. And then even other things that for global companies, being able to track additional local payroll data elements that maybe are not captured in Workday, and instead of having to track them on a spreadsheet separately, I can keep that all in Workday. And finally, for people who have employees in California, a real-time notification system in order to comply with California break time rules and know proactively when somebody's break is due, and notify their manager if they're not taking it. So Workday Extend creates all sorts of possibilities of how do we bring logic and the knowledge and the data that we have in Workday into the natural workspace. In this case, whether that's the people who are handing out supplies or ordering chicken, or in other businesses, wherever they need that business and that interaction, the knowledge of who these people are, and enable to have smarter, more intelligent interactions with them. Extend can help us bring that into each work environment.
Awesome. We have a couple versions of this question, but essentially, how was Terry able to convince their leadership, the leadership, regarding the investment cost for Extend? How did you get the approval, or internally, what were the key points that carried your business case?
The time saving. I mean, really, that was the biggest thing, is getting through the lines of, I can't explain like how our supply room works. I mean, you line up, and just getting through that, and getting our poultry sales, going directly into the computer. And if anybody's on Workday, EIBs, you know, that's how we were having to do it, to roll it over into payroll and not having to do those. We want Workday, you know, we want it to work for us, and we don't want to have to be feeding stuff in all the time. We want it to continuously flow. So that, and a lot of begging. I mean, that is what it boiled down to. But yeah, they've been, our management, our owners have been very, very helpful and giving in this, and have given us a lot of leeway. I work for a great group of people that they feel like we don't ask for nothing we don't need.
Well, and they clearly honor and value people's time and the efficiency of the business, and are willing to invest to help make things move easier, huh?
And two, I can take this back to, you know, y'all, we did everything on paper. We were an in-house built system that worked phenomenally, we thought. You know, we hadn't come to the 20th century yet. And we're here, and so there, you know, it's a process. I mean, we're very proud of it. I've learned a tremendous amount of knowledge that I never thought I could use on a computer. But yeah, they have been, and they know we've got to come into the real world. So they've been very generous.
Perfect. I think we have time for just one more question. This one is, how did you know that the screens they were building were going to work well for your people?
We didn't. I mean, we didn't. I mean, we did the best we could, gave them all the knowledge. We gave InterCrowd all the knowledge we could of what we were expecting and what we needed and what we thought. Until we started testing, we didn't know. But then, I mean, and they came up with it, and it's great. I mean, it's exactly what we need, and it maneuvers very easy. And I mean, and I'm a prime example. It maneuvers easy, and if I say that, that's a big plus, because I am not technology savvy whatsoever. And I think the ones that's worked with me from the beginning can tell you that. But this is how it came to us when they got through, and we really didn't make any changes. Maybe a few little configuration changes, but they spilled it out perfectly.
I appreciate that. And I just would add to it that I felt like we all worked in lockstep all the way through, because when we first got the ideas from you, we built wireframes, or just, you know, kind of Word documents of what the screens would look like, and got your feedback on those. And then every couple of weeks, we would show you the screens that we had built so far and get your feedback on those. So it seems like it all came together at the end in testing, and I'm glad it did. But we asked you a lot of questions along the way, and the partnership of working together really, all those little meetings and discussions along the way helped us hit the mark at the end.
Yeah. I mean, they did. We kept in touch the entire time.
Super. Well, thanks everybody for attending this webinar. It's been great to have this Workday Extend webinar series. If you missed any of them and you want to go back and review them, they're available on our website. And we hope you have a great weekend ahead, and look forward to working with you on a future Workday Extend project, or for AMS or integrations, deployments, or anything else you might need. Look forward to hearing from you at InterCrowd. Thanks.